hear the rolling thunder, thy power throughout the universe display. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. When God shall come, we'll shout acclamation and take me home, for joy shall fill my heart. Then I shall bow in humble adoration, and there proclaim, my God, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art.
Thanks, Sam, for casting. That was great. Well, good morning, brothers and sisters. Or maybe I should start saying, Annyeonghaseyo, Samhae. I've practiced that for quite a while. Anyway, for those who don't know, I've been called to serve in the Seoul Korea mission. A couple fun facts about Korea. South Korea is smaller than the state of Utah, but there's 25 times more people. There's 73 million people there. Fruit is very rare there and really expensive. A watermelon costs $30. Red ink is like unwanted. If you write someone's name in red ink, it means that they are going to die or they are already dead. So I guess I won't be bringing any scripture markers or anything like that. Our president lives in the White House in South Korea. The president lives in the Blue House. Anyway. So as long as I was a little kid, I've always thought about my mission. And it's so crazy that it's finally here. I can't believe that in 3 days, I'm going to actually be doing what I've dreamed about my entire life. Not only have I thought about my mission since I was little, but I've also thought a lot about my farewell and how scary it's going to be. And I've always been scared to speak in front of people, and so this scares me to death. I tend to read like Mach 90 when I get nervous, and the bishop wants a 20-minute talk, so I'll try to slow things down. And I'm going to try not to bawl my eyes out, but I'm not making any promises. Anyway, the bishop told me that for my talk, I was able to pick any topic I wanted. At first I thought, oh, that's going to be easy. I can pick something easy and kind of just run with it. But I started thinking about it and praying about it, and I didn't really know what I wanted to do. It kind of took me a while to kind of figure out what I wanted to talk about. And I finally landed on one I like. It's based off the First Presidency's message in the last January Enzyme, titled Living the Abundant Life. President Monson explains that he has come up with the ABCs to help us with our quest toward an abundant life. In his ABCs, the A is for attitude, B is for believe, and C is for courage. I really enjoyed the article, and I'm going to put a little missionary interest on it. So I'll start with attitude. Having a positive attitude in your life is huge. I have a quote by President Spencer W. Kimball, and it says, I remind you that regardless of your present age, you are building your life. It can be full of joy and happiness, or it can be full of misery. It all depends on you and your attitudes. For your attitude or the height of your climb is dependent upon your attitude for your response to the situations. Our attitude plays a huge part in the way things go in our life. In reality, we decide if we are happy or not. As I was writing the talk, I just kind of wondered, how do you have a good attitude? You know, it's like, everybody says keep your head up, have a good mindset, have a good attitude. But what does having a good attitude mean? And so I looked that up, and a couple of things I found was that having a good attitude includes positive thinking, creative thinking, expecting success, motivation, accomplishing goals, not giving up, seeing opportunities, and the list goes on and on. Having a positive attitude can be very easy. We just need to have the mindset that no matter the situation, everything's going to be okay. God is going to take care of us. I have scripture, D&C 68, 5 through 6. Let me get there. And it reads, Behold, this is the promise of the Lord unto you, O ye my servants. Wherefore be of good cheer, and do not fear. For I, the Lord, am with you, and will stand by you, and ye shall bear record of me, even Jesus Christ, that I am the Son of the living God, that I was, that I am, and that I am to come. So when I'm on my mission, having a positive attitude is going to greatly impact how things go. I know that my mission is going to be very hard at times. There's going to be discouraging times. But if I can keep a good attitude towards everything, I'll be able to achieve anything. One thing that I'm quite worried about on my mission is learning to speak Korean. I'll try to get a head start on things and try to study it, but I found early on that it's going to be very difficult. However, I know that if I keep doing my best and pray for help, then I can receive help from God, and that if I keep a positive attitude, everything's going to work out. Not only will I benefit from having a good attitude, but so will others around me. One of the best ways to teach somebody is through example. If I can keep a positive attitude on my mission, hopefully my companion will learn to do the same. And not only that, but the same goes for investigators. If me and my companion have good attitudes towards things and are living the best life we can, then hopefully investigators will see that and want to do the same. When I was thinking about having a positive attitude, the first people that came to mind were the pioneers. The pioneers had incredible strength. They, as they pushed towards Zion, they went through many trials and managed to still have a positive mindset the whole way. Even though all the terrible trials of fatigue, sickness, and death, they didn't complain. They knew that the Lord would take care of them. In President Monson's article, he relates having a positive attitude to a sailboat. No matter how strong the wind is, we won't be able to get anywhere if our sails aren't pointed in the right direction. We can't direct the wind, but we can choose to adjust the sails. It's all our decision. A positive attitude can bring a sense of hope and optimism in a world that desperately needs it. There's too much pain, trouble, and heartache in the world to let our attitude make things worse. Whether positive or negative, our attitudes are contagious. The B is for believe. Believe in yourself, those around you, and eternal principles. Vince Lombardi once said, "A man can be as great as he wants to be. If you believe in yourself and have the courage, the determination, the dedication, the competitive drive, and if you are willing to sacrifice the little things in life and pay the price for the things that are worth." This goes along with having a positive attitude. It is our choice whether to believe in ourselves. We can be great if that's what we decide. And yes, sometimes we will have to sacrifice some small things to get the things that are really worth it. A mission is a great example of sacrificing small things. I know that as I serve my mission, I'm sacrificing some of my time, my money, some schooling I could be doing. But in the long run, I believe that because of my mission, I will be blessed for the service, and not only will I be blessed, but so will the lives of the people I teach. We will never achieve anything if we do not believe in ourselves. Our church is strongly based off believing. Just think of the articles of faith. They all start with "we believe." We must believe in these articles of faith, and we need to believe in our church leaders, and we need to believe that we are children of God, and believe that the church is true. Our testimonies are based off of belief. Having a testimony is very important in serving a mission. I had a little testimony builder the other day. I came home from somewhere, and my little brother Sam came up to me and he goes, "Zach, what's the hardest test you've ever taken?" And I was thinking he had some hard test at school or something, and I goes, "Oh, I took a really hard calculus test once." And he said, "The hardest test I've ever taken is being good, because Heavenly Father is teaching us, or testing us, I'm sorry." And it was just a kind of a cool experience to see that my little brother Sam, he's thinking about the kind of the big picture. He really understands what we're here for. We learn to believe by establishing a relationship with our Heavenly Father through prayer. Prayer plays a massive role in missionary work. Missionaries pray several times a day. They pray when they wake up, before they eat, before they study, when they need directions. They're constantly praying. I know that even now, as I've been preparing for my mission, I've prayed a lot. I've prayed for strength, for the gift of tongues, for guidance, and many other things. I know that prayer has helped me a lot in my life. I can remember one specific story about prayer. I was about 12. It was a regular day at our house, and then it seemed like all of a sudden we heard glass shattering in our back window, and the wind's howling outside. My mom's from Kansas, and she's terrified of tornadoes. So she thinks it's a tornado, and has us all run downstairs. She tells me to get all the kids downstairs. So we all run downstairs, and as we're in my room, we see this kind of like blue flash outside, and we can smell smoke, and we have no idea what's going on. We're all freaking out. We think the end of the world's here. And just kind of put in perspective how scared we were. Julia, she was only 3, but we were all down in my room, and she's having a panic attack, and she decided that she needed a drink of water. And I didn't have any water in my room, but I had 2 little pet rats, and they had their little drinking bottle, and I was kind of joking, and I said, "Well, you can drink from the rat's water." And she thought it was cool, got a drink of water, and was content. But so we were all freaking out, and I decided to go ahead and say a prayer. It was a while ago. I don't really remember what I specifically said, but I'm guessing I had said a prayer for comfort, for that we were all going to be okay, and that my mom's going to be okay. We're all scared for her. She's outside, and we're all down there. When I was finished with the prayer, we couldn't really hear the winds anymore, so I headed upstairs, and I looked out in our backyard, and the wind had blown our window in, and there was branches everywhere, and there was a fire in our neighbor's backyard, and my mom's putting it out with our garden hose. And but everything turned out to be okay. We were all safe. No one had been hurt. The damage wasn't too bad. And I guess we found out that we had survived as like a little microburst or a dust devil type of thing. But and a transformer had blown in our neighbor's backyard and caught on fire. That was the blue flash. But I feel that my prayer not only protected us, but maybe just kind of gave us some comfort. And I know that prayer is can really help us in our lives. I know that on my mission, the more I pray to God, the more that He's going to help me on my mission. Praying to God allows us to stay in touch with Him and the Spirit. Having the Spirit in our lives is very important as well. I have a quote by Dallin H. Oaks. It says, "The Lord knows more than any of us, and if we are His servants acting under His Spirit, we can deliver His message of salvation to each and every soul." On my mission, I'm going to be constantly teaching through the Spirit, but I'm also planning on learning through the Spirit. There's going to be a lot to learn on my mission, all the discussions, all the things I need to know on the mission, the Korean. I'm going to need to learn a lot, and so through the Spirit, I'm hoping that I can learn and teach through the Spirit. Believing is essential to our church and essential to serving a mission. Okay, and the C is for courage. There are 2 different kinds of courage, moral courage and physical courage. Both are very important in our lives and missions. Moral courage is based off of our conscience. We all have a conscience, and a brave person will obey that conscience. Sometimes moral courage can be very hard. We know what is right and what is wrong, but making that decision can be hard. Sometimes it's easier to choose the wrong decision, but a person with a strong moral courage will always choose what's right. Physical courage is facing the things that might scare us, or standing up to what we think is right, no matter the circumstances. There are many stories of prophets with great courage. One I kind of think of is Nephi. He showed many counts of courage. He was instructed to leave everything he had and travel out through the wilderness. And then later he was instructed to go back and retrieve the plates. And Nephi, he had great courage, and he did it. And he said, the scripture, 1 Nephi 3:5. The scripture master, I should know it, but it's been a while. And it came to pass that I, Nephi, said unto my father, I will go and do the things which the Lord hath commanded, for I know that the Lord giveth no commandments unto the children of men, save he shall prepare a way for them, that they may accomplish the thing which he commanded them. So Nephi had great courage, and because of that, he retrieved the golden plates, and we were able to have that. And then that kind of goes into another prophet with great courage, is Joseph Smith. Joseph Smith had courage, great courage. Even though he didn't know that any of the churches were true, he questioned, and he knelt down and prayed to God and asked, which is true. And God came to him, and he had to tell everybody that, none of them were right, we got to do this new one. He had to have a lot of courage, and then throughout, when he was prophet, there was times and times again where he had to have courage against the mobs and all the trials and tribulations. And it's because of Joseph Smith's courage that we're here today. On my mission, I know that I will need both moral courage and physical courage. Serving a mission is going to be a completely different experience, and it scares me a little bit. It takes courage to travel to a new place where you don't know anybody. It takes courage to teach people in a language you don't know. And it takes courage to leave everybody you love for 2 years. I know that times will be hard, but I will have the courage to overcome them. In President Watson's article, he says, there will be times when you will be frightened and discouraged. You may feel that you are defeated. The odds of obtaining victory may appear overwhelming. At times you may feel like David trying to fight Goliath, but remember, David did win. It takes courage to achieve one's goals, and serving a mission has been one of my goals for a very long time. I'm excited to go out and serve the Lord courageously. With courage, we can accomplish anything. Walt Disney said, all our dreams can come true if we have the courage to pursue them. Courage is critical when living our lives. So these ABCs can truly help us live the abundant life. If we keep a positive attitude, believe in ourselves, and have courage to face our challenges, we can live a happy life. I know that it can be hard, but I challenge everybody to try to strive and live an abundant life. Like Sam said, God has put us on the earth to test us, and I think that He would want us to live it to the fullest. I'd like to thank everybody for coming out today. It really means a lot. I'd like to thank all my leaders and teachers throughout all my life. Without them, I wouldn't be the person I am today. That's including Bishop Ward. I would especially like to thank him. He's been wonderful to help me and to talk to me about my mission. He's kept me on track. I'd also like to thank all my friends. They've always been there for me. I love being with all my friends. And they've been a great blessing in my life. And I can't forget my family. My family is an amazing group of people. And I love them from my heart. They've always been by my side, and I know that they always will be. My parents have always been great. They help me, and I feel that they've done a super job raising all of us 6 kids. It gets pretty crazy. And I want all my brothers and sisters to know that I love them so much. I'll never forget all the fun times we've had, and I have the sweetest little brothers and sisters. They always make me feel loved, or I'm going to miss them a lot. And I want to finish with my testimony. I know this church is true. I know Joseph Smith restored the church, and that President Watson's a true prophet. I know that he's called me to serve in the Seoul Korea mission, and that's where I'm meant to go. There's people that I'm supposed to teach, and I know that this church brings true happiness to us, and I'm excited to go out and share that happiness with South Korea. And I know that God lives, and that if we ask for strength, that He's going to strengthen us. He's going to help us along the way, and that if we pray to Him, that He's going to comfort us, guide us, strengthen us. And I know that I'm going to need that a lot on my mission. I know that if we believe and have a positive attitude and have courage, like President Wilson's talk, that we'll truly live an abundant life, and that I'm excited to go out and serve the Lord in Korea, and I can't believe it's finally here. I don't think it's totally hit me yet, and I just once again want to say thanks to everybody. I love you all. You all have been so great, and I say these things in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
First, I want to check my microphone, make sure she's okay. He worked it over pretty good. You are an awesome group to see. And what a wonderful tribute to such a fine young man to have all of you here to support him. And I know Zeke can teach the ABCs that he talked about because he lives in them. He has a tremendous attitude, and I really enjoy him and the attitude that he has always brought. And I know that he believes. He and I have sat in my office and we have discussed the gospel, discussed his feelings about things, and he truly is a believer. And this will bless his life as he serves the wonderful people in South Korea. And I know that he has courage. He has a wonderful family. Dear brothers and sisters and loving parents. And I know that Zeke has a tremendous amount of friends, obviously. You are here. He has a capacity to love and to encourage. And as he leads to take the things that you all have taught him and share with the world, takes tremendous courage. And so I salute him as a good man. For all of you Aaronic priesthood holders that are here, I hope you'll take an example from Zach and the courage that he showed to go ahead. He got through his 9 pages of his notes pretty good. He's going to do great in South Korea. Anybody can talk that fast can speak South Korean and do just marvelous. He has prayed for the gift of tongues, and he will be blessed based on his faithfulness and his study. When Lehi, just before Lehi was passing, before Lehi died, he taught his sons. And he says, in essence, arise and be men. And I would say the same to all the Aaronic priesthood holders that are here. And all you Melchizedek priesthood holders that are listening, listen up also. Arise and be men. Prepare to serve a mission. Prepare yourself physically, mentally, emotionally, and particularly spiritually, that you can serve. For for all are called to the work and can follow the example of this great young man and the other missionaries that we have in the field. And I would say to everyone, arise and be men. Have the attitude, the belief, and the courage to go forward and represent your Heavenly Father and bring people unto Christ. Because that is the reason we are here, to introduce and to bring to pass the great plan of happiness which culminates in the temple. Brothers and sisters, this work is true. God the Father and Jesus Christ lived. They received and instructed Joseph Smith as a boy. He overcame evil influence, great criticism, and lived his life that he could bring to pass what we have today. This work is true. It is true. And I share these things with you humbly in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen. We'd like, of course, to thank everybody over here, all of you that are making the effort. Thank you for being here and supporting Zeke. Our closing hymn will be Thanks for the Sacrament Day School, hymn number 278, after which we will invite Christina Barrett to give our closing hymn.
Teachers to